and I'm pregnant. I feel like I should say it every time. Like, I walk into a room like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah, I'm pregnant. I don't know. Sometimes when you're pregnant, everything just seems so overwhelming.
Tell us about that. We like want. I don't know about you guys, but like I need a pregnancy update from Whit, so we are all gonna get like the joy of
The whole thing.
this today.
Well, this baby's coming in 9 swift weeks, and
So crazy and awesome.
I've done nothing. Do you know how they say you should get stuff done in the second trimester?
I didn't know that. Is
yeah,
that
they say that because you have energy in the second trimester,
Uh-huh.
and you don't need to pee every 36 seconds, which hinders you from accomplishing much of anything. Also, you're
Fair.
You're tired. You're a tired human.
Which makes sense.
And you're bigger, so like, I'm really not that big, but it gets in the way, like when I forget and my balance is off, and it's just awkward, I don't know. So I haven't done any of the things that I need to do because we moved, and so I was so focused on getting this new house and getting into the house that, I haven't found a pediatrician yet. You're supposed to do that. I haven't locked up the nanny situation yet. Yowza. I have done nothing for her nursery. We put the bed together.
That's awesome. I mean, I feel like that's like a beginning. Like that's essential, and now you're good.
Sure, there's a bed. There's not a mattress though, so she doesn't actually have somewhere to sleep yet, but she will.
She's got 2 nice pillows right
She
here.
does. Nuzzle Daryl, I have carried these for life. I say you better like them.
Exactly. How are you feeling in terms of like emotional readiness?
That I feel good on.
That's awesome. That's got to be the most important part.
That's
a mattress, you can get that in 15 minutes.
Yeah, so Brian and I have been taking these super intense classes, so we have a 12-week pregnancy course.
Bradley method, right?
Bradley method. Some of the information is a little bit old school, a little bit outdated, but I think the principles remain true today, and I think it's awesome to have your partner really engaged in your pregnancy. And for me, like, my husband just needs a job. And this gives him lots of jobs, which is so helpful. So emotionally, I feel, and for labor, I'm not worried about that at all. Like, I'm not worried about the actual act of having the baby. I just feel like there's a lot to get done and not a lot of time.
Yeah.
And everybody keeps telling me, oh, that 3rd trimester will like drag on and you'll be so, tired of it, and you'll want her to get here right away. And I'm like, oh my God, I would shoot for 3 extra weeks. Like,
totally.
I feel like I need more time to get things done, because once she gets here, I'm going to be focused on her,
right,
as I should be. And picture frames that don't get hung now are certainly not going to go up anytime soon after she gets here. So I just feel like I need to get the house in that super nesty mode.
Yeah, that's fine.
But emotionally, yeah, good to go, ready for her.
That's amazing. I heard that like right before. I feel like a couple friends have told me that right before they went into labor, they had a crazy amount of energy. Like the 12 hours before.
Yep.
So maybe, maybe you'll just get this like crazy amount of energy, and that's when you'll do it all.
Well,
everything right then, like right before.
Yeah. Like, I have this like enormous work event the day before she's due, and so I just keep telling her, you better stick your butt put until your due date. I'm like knowing her, she'll come like a bat out of hell. So I have this like huge work event, like I said, and so my husband has this vision of like, I'm meeting this very famous, very important person for the first time, and I'm shaking their hand, and then he like winks at me, and my water breaks. So like
it's like a romantic couple.
Yeah, like it's his hope that like my water breaks on this very famous individual. I'm like, while it's an amazing birth story, I would be so. Can you imagine how you would feel if your water broke and you were like meeting a very important individual, or like even at a work meeting or whatever?
Totally.
Oh my God, I think I would
be
die.
crazy.
I think I would absolutely die.
I'm sure she'll hang out a little extra longer so that doesn't happen.
I would love that if she would just like stick put.
Totally.
And come like 2 days after her due date. That's brilliant. Give me enough time to wrap my life up.
What do you feel like are like your 3 biggest takeaways from like this pregnancy and like preparing for motherhood so far?
That it's 9 months for a reason, and actually a lot of reasons. Number one, so that it prepares your body for the lack of sleep. Like I'm going through this now where I'm getting up a couple of times every single night. So that thing, as well as it just takes you 9 months to get all of your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing how much crap has to be accomplished in order to be ready for a kid. So the number one takeaway is it's 9 months for a reason.
That's such a good takeaway.
Yep. The second takeaway is that you will be ready at the end of that 9 months. I think, last time we talked about pregnancy, we were talking about how do you know when you're ready. I think something that I've realized as I've gone further along in the process is that as you are mentally and emotionally and physically preparing for this kid, a lot of your like mental free space goes to them, and you start thinking about what it means to have a child and what you want that life to be like, and you become emotionally ready in that time period. So again, maybe 9 months for a reason, because you find out you're pregnant and you're like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. And then by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, yeah, I got this in the bag.
That's awesome.
And then the other thing that I'm taking away is just that I have to do this for me. Like everybody keeps telling you like, don't have a plan, or like, you know, you'll make a plan and it'll totally go out the window. It makes me feel in control. And so it's okay, I think, to be the kind of person that plans everything out. If you're pregnant and people are telling you, stop making plans, you can just tell them that you're going to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fine. It makes me feel more in control of my life to have a plan. I know the plan's probably not going to go exactly the way I planned it.
Right.
But at least I had a plan, and then I had backup things on the plan.
Totally.
So I feel more confident and more in control of the journey. Because you have no control, let's be honest.
Right. But it's also, I feel like you're really like empowering yourself with knowledge about your body and the process and all of that. Yeah. And that's really cool. Like, whether the plan goes the way you planned it or it goes differently, at least you'll have an understanding of what's happening.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, it just makes you feel empowered when you sit down and you think about, how do I want this to go? How do I want, you know, after she gets here, you know, what do I want that to be like? Just makes you feel better. And, yeah, to people who tell you not to have a plan, tell them.
I love it. That's seriously so helpful. I hope that you guys found that to be helpful. I know that I will probably rewatch this video whenever the time comes.
When you're full of child.
Yes, exactly.
You can look back and say, that girl had swollen lips, but she did also.
Your lips look fantastic.
Oh my god, I'm like water retention everywhere. I feel like I
you look fabulous.
You're hilarious.
The only place you retain water is in your lips, and it looks like very like voluptuous and beautiful. All the good places, your lips and your breasts.
I have a fourth takeaway, which is that when you go bra shopping, just remember that it's nature and it's not your fault, and that you can't control it if you're a 38G. And that they should make 38Gs for poor girls like you who started out with double Ds before you got pregnant, and it's not your fault.
Fair. I love that. And that's so helpful.
I love it. All right. Hope you babes are doing good. Let us know if you're growing babies and what your takeaways are. What are your lessons learned so far in your pregnancies?
We can't wait to hear from you guys. Bye, guys. Bye.